Hi guys, so I've sort of seen these like floating around YouTube and thought I'd give it a go because I'm a mum and I know there are a lot of like parent-child tags out there for people to do. Unfortunately my child is a bit too young for that, so I kind of made my own one, and this is about my child. Obviously, if you don't want to watch this, you don't have to. It's completely up to you. But I love talking about my child, as every parent does. Again, in this video, I am going to take my glasses off because I'm getting an awful lot of reflection. So now that's done, let's get on with it. Okay, so the first question I've got is, how old is your child? My child is 2 this month. He is literally 2 in like 20 days. So less than 3 weeks, he will be 2. What is your child's name? My child, I have a son. I was very excited when I found out I was having a child, a child in general, but I was also incredibly excited when I found out I was having a boy. He was a little bit of a surprise. We were totally convinced we were having a girl, and turns out we weren't. So yes. What is your child's name? My child's full name, is Nicholas William Robin. The Nicholas we just fell in love with, literally fell in love with. He was going to be Nicholas from a very early on point. William is after my partner's granddad and dad. William is sort of like a family name for them, so we had to include that. And Robin is my dad's name. So, yes. Labour. What was your labour like? My labour was awful. I'm not going to lie. I was only 37 weeks, and for those of you that don't know, a pregnancy is a full term after 40. I was 37 weeks pregnant. I'd gone to my midwife. She'd done the usual, taken a urine test, taken my blood pressure, and it turned out my blood pressure was incredibly high. I don't know if anybody certainly hasn't been pregnant won't know this, but there is a very serious condition that occurs in pregnancy called preeclampsia, and it's where the blood pressure of yourself and the fetus gets incredibly high. It's the precursor to a condition called eclampsia, which is even worse. It can lead to fitting and also fetal death and distress, which is obviously bad. So anyway, I was taken up to the hospital and was told that I wouldn't be leaving without a baby. The following morning I was induced with a pessary. If anybody doesn't know what that is, it's literally a tablet that's shoved up your foof. There are different ways of induction. They will also sometimes do a drip if they're trying to hurry it up a lot quicker. They opted for that. At 8 o'clock that evening my waters broke. This was on the 25th of March. Yeah, the 25th of March. My waters had broken at 8 o'clock that evening. I began labour very soon afterwards. At 3 o'clock in the morning I was taken down to the delivery suite, which is the room which I was meant to deliver in, at which point I was given an epidural. This wasn't for pain, this was to bring down my blood pressure, which is one of the biggest side effects of an epidural, is it does drop your blood pressure quite drastically. By this point my blood pressure was hideously high. I'm talking 250 over something stupid. And so it got to a point where they were like, we need to get this baby out. I'd been in labour for 7 hours by this point and nothing was happening. I was completely dilated. I was ready to push. I was pushing, but nothing was happening. So they then decided that I would be taken down to theatre to attempt a forceps delivery. That didn't happen. It turned out that the cord was around his neck 3 times, which is apparently quite a rare thing to happen. He was in a lot of distress. His heart rate was all over the place. So they decided to do an emergency C-section. And my child was born at 10:38 on the same day as his daddy. He was £5.10 when he was born, so he was quite dinky. But other than that, he was absolutely perfect. He was absolutely fine. The only thing was he was a little bit jaundiced. What was your pregnancy like? My pregnancy was beautiful. I loved being pregnant. I didn't have morning sickness. I didn't get back pain. I did get some heartburn, but other than that, it was perfectly fine. I loved my pregnancy. I never got massive. I always had quite like a neat little bump. And yeah, it was just perfect. I loved being pregnant. I had really good skin. I had really good hair. I looked beautiful. Like, I know people say that this pregnancy glow thing is a load of crap, but for me, it wasn't. I genuinely did have this glowing pregnancy skin and gorgeous shiny hair, and I was like, why can't I look like this all the time? What are your favourite memories of your children so far? This question I found so hard because I have so many. I have, you know, like his first walking, or when his first steps, and things like that. But there are two big momentous moments that really stick, or three that really stick in my mind. The first time was when he first smiled, when he was 6 weeks old. That was beautiful. I loved it. It was amazing. The second was when he took his first steps, as I've just previously mentioned, and the third was we went to the zoo for the day and we just had a perfect day. Also, when he said mummy for the first time, that literally made me cry. What is your child's favourite game? His favourite game at the moment is pointing to bits on your face and telling you what they are, so eyes, nose, mouth, etc. The only problem is he does this with quite a lot of vigour, so you quite often get poked in the eye. I, luckily enough, have like safety goggles, but he will poke underneath those to get to my eye, which is always good fun. What is their favourite food? I'm not going to lie, my child eats pretty much everything. There are only sort of 3 or 4 foods that he won't eat, and that's fine, that doesn't bother me. I would probably say his favourite food at the moment are fish fingers, porridge, and Muller rice yogurts. They're his favourite things. What is your child's favourite toy? He has recently, my mum bought him a Little Tikes fire engine and a Little Tikes digger, and he absolutely adores those, but his favourite everyday go-to toys are his dinosaurs. He adores his dinosaurs. They have fights, they have parties, they have chats, they have kisses from mummy. He comes up and brings them and makes me kiss them. It's all very good fun. What is your child's favourite word? His favourite word right now is no, as most toddlers usually are. So that's pretty much all of the questions about my little man. Yes, he's a terror. Yes, he's a toddler, but he is my absolute world and I wouldn't change him. And if you ever watch this when you're older, Nicholas, then just to let you know in a very embarrassing way that your mama loves you and you're a shit.